We haven't had many sort of silly four-wheel drive cars go up for Fujimi Kaido. You know, we've only really had, well, one definite one, the GMC Cyclone, which turned out to actually be, well, not that silly at all. It was actually fairly competitive, beating the Audi Quattro benchmark car. And then the other one, sort of the Bentley Continental, the only four-wheel drive car at the moment to not go quicker than that Audi. And so with that in mind, and plus as well, the last car that I properly ran up for Fujimi Kaido was actually the Ford Transit, I thought I would honour the four-wheel drives with this, the VW Touareg. Alright lads and lasses, I'm Eccentric, and today I'm back on Forza Motorsport 4, continuing on the King of the Mountain series. I've spat on my laptop, yeah. We've got the Touareg, the first, I think, proper silly four-wheel drive car. I would probably run the Hummer, but I don't think the Hummer actually gets to S-Class, where I know this Touareg actually does. I might have to check that one later. Yeah, this is going to be the first silly four-wheel drive car, and as well, next King of the Mountain will also be another four-wheel drive car, considering I've released 2 rear-wheel drive cars. Get things back on track. So yes, let's go into the upgrade shop. Now, the advantage of the Touareg is that it is diesel, so you know we're gonna have that. We're gonna have big tires, D15s all around. Of course, I'm going to stick on the race rear wing. Oh, it's actually got the little body kit, the JE Design body kit that looks ugly, but it's going on. Because why the hell not? What exhausts? Oh wait, no, it's usual exhaust. Actually, to be honest, the rear bumper doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that'll do. I know it probably ruins the handling a little bit, but no. Yeah, so as you can see here, from standard, we've got 346 horsepower, but also 626 foot-pounds of torque from just the diesel. I'm going to put in a race diff. Of course, I'm going to want all of these. Let's have a look. Minus 2 inches of ride height there from just the rear suspension. Of course, I'm going to want this. Right, okay, this removes 1,300 pounds. So the Touareg still weighs over 2 tons, but we're now closer to being under that. So of course I'm going to put on the raised camshaft. That should help a lot. 470 horsepower. Now the torque isn't going to go up by much. The torque actually, yeah, it only goes up by, what's that, 13. So that's not a lot, but this should help definitely. The twin turbos, I'm going to want them for definite. I'm going to want the racing valves, the race exhaust. Yes, I'm going to want all of these. Where are we at? 6, 7, 9. Right, okay, I'm going to leave the power for now. I'm going to whack in some other stuff. Oh, okay, interesting. That reduces the top speed. I'm guessing it makes it more sensible, like shorter. What's it? Sort of a shorter range gearbox. I think that's the correct term, anyway. So that's why it reduces the top speed by quite a bit. Oh yeah, power's not even increasing the top speed anymore. Okay. Where are we at now? We can go for sport intercooler, or what I might do is be a little bit cheeky and put on some lighter tires, lighter wheels. That'll be an interesting upgrade. Lighter tires. I think the ones, yeah, the TSW 46 pound. They're not the nicest, but it's good enough. Am I able to? I can do that. That gives me 4 horsepower. Right, okay, I'm gonna have to go for the oil and cooling. Right, okay, so what is that? So that goes. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter too much, the top speed, you know, because we're not going to get past much 140 miles an hour. I think the fastest car's only been to about 100, and I think the fastest is about 140 miles an hour up for Fujimi Kaido. Well, there we go. That is the Touareg built. Yeah, it was a good call not to do that. It looks absolutely silly. I love it. Yeah, the ride height as well. It's almost scraping the side skirt along the road there. Right. Yeah, so what have we got? We've got 700 horsepower. We've got 950 foot-pounds of torque. So that's a hell of a lot of torque. The car does weigh under 2 ton this time. We've got at 4,200 pounds. It's not by much, but it's something at least. So, yeah. What's the... Ah, yeah, benchmark. That's what I was going to do as well. Let's have a look at that. Ooh. My dog's just having a little stretch. Probably a snooze. You might hear it in the background at some point. Ooh, I didn't mean that. Benchmark. Let's have a look. 0 to 60, 3.1, 0 to 100, 6.8. The top speed is 175 miles an hour. Yeah, that would, braking is quite long, 126 foot. 326 foot though, it actually isn't too bad. 200 foot with 40 mile an hour. Could be a lot worse. Lateral G's 1 at 60. That's good, at least it goes over the 1. And then 120 is about 0.9. What does the top speed go up to? If I just put in I'm going to put in the sport gearbox. I just want to know, what is the top speed with that? Let's have a look. It goes to 195. Alright, okay. That's not too bad. What I am thinking though is... Ooh, actually, that's just raised a good point. Because this is diesel, am I really going to want... I'm going to want the torque. What's the... Hang on a minute, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to really want torque, aren't I? That's just... I'm just thinking about the gears. If, I don't know. You know what? No, I'm just leaving the race. I'm leaving the race gearbox. I know it's... No, yeah, I don't know. It might help. It might not. We'll have to wait and see. Ignore the squeaky chair. So here we are. The Touareg is ready. So let's take it to Fujimi Kaido. See how well it does, or how terrible it does. It'll probably be. I think I might do sub 5 minute. Should do. Alright, here we are at the base of Fujimi Kaido. As ever, gonna have 3 attempts to get the Touareg up the mountain as quick as possible. Current leader is the Evo 6 with a 429.2. Yeah, that's not gonna happen in the Touareg. The real target for it is the Bentley at a 4 minutes 39 point, what's that? 35. Yeah, 4 minutes 39.35. That's gonna be the Touareg's true challenger. I might go quiet because I'm trying to put things on the phone. There we go. Nice, move that closer to me. Let's get things underway. I've been distracted enough. Right, okay, listen to that diesel. I mean, to be honest, I've not got my headset in. Oh, look at the grey look at the grey interior. Oh, right, okay. Off the line, that's actually quite a lot of that's a good launch off the line. Oh, right, okay. I did miss turn 1 completely there. Oh god, all of the understeers as expected. Right, okay, I'm short shift because of course I want to make use of that diesel torque. I think I may have found something. Hang on. Okay, here we are at the base of Fujimi Kaido. Gonna have 3 attempts as ever to get to the top of the mountain as quick as possible. Current leader is that Mitsubishi Evo 6 with a 429.2. That's not gonna happen with the Touareg. I can tell you that for a fact. It's not gonna happen. The real target is going to be the Bentley with a 439.3. Yeah, it's a full 10 seconds between the Bentley and the Mitsubishi. I don't think it's going to beat the Bentley. I'm reckon 4 minutes 48. I reckon I'm going to go for high 4 minute 40s. Right, let's see. Okay, launch is actually very, very impressive. So as expected, there's going to be a mountain of understeer. Well, that should be no surprise considering what we are in. Oh god. Right, okay, come on. Yeah, seems to be that sort of shifting at 5,000 RPM. Yes, I know it's diesel, so I am going to be wanting to use all the torque, but you know, I do want to try and get a good amount of power down as well. So I think I'm going to be shifting at about 5,000 RPM. What we're doing, 98 miles an hour over the red crest there. That's actually not that bad. That's actually fairly good considering what we're in. You know, that's not too bad. Right, okay, I'm just gonna keep it nice and sensible, get it through here, there we go, and shift it into 4th gear. Okay, come on. I'm gonna put you down into 2nd, try and use some of that acceleration, use all of that torque, all of the power that we've got, and you know, to try and wrestle it through. Tell you what, it's not terrible to drive. I know, of course, you know, because of the understeer, if I was doing this properly, I would stick on race front aero, but because the Audi Quattro didn't have tunable front aero, I'm not going to allow front aero on any of these cars. I know I've got street aero on, so that's going to reduce the handling, but it's not going to be a catastrophic amount different. Ooh, I did have a little bit of problems on the brakes there. Come on now, Touareg. We should be fine getting out the corners because we've got all of that. There's just a lot to it. There's a lot of punchiness to it. It's just a lot of weight to try and wrestle around the corners. Ooh, that was I think I broke a little bit too early there. Went on the tried turning in a little bit too early as well. Okay, we'll play it sensible. Yeah, that's a fair bit of on power understeer. We should be flat out through the river chicane. Indeed, we actually are. Be mindful of that. 129 miles an hour, and I've got a huge mile of understeer. I was understeer on the brakes as well. Like, you know, that wasn't brilliant, but we made it through somewhat. I'm being mindful of like what am I going to do with the cars, with the vehicles turning in, because well, you know, it is very understeer as you'd expect, but at some instances it actually does grip in nicely, and I feel like sometimes I'm being just a little bit too passive, that I'm not giving the Touareg enough credit with its actual turn, because it's not the worst thing in the world to drive. I've driven worse, especially in full. I don't know about four-wheel drive. I don't think the Bentley was brilliant to drive. I think that was pretty bad. But you know, this Touareg, it's not terrible. I really was expecting worse. I mean, yeah, sure, it's no Evo 6 over Subaru Impreza 22B, but it's not awful. Right, okay. Well, it is not the greatest, though, is the brakes, but you know, what do you expect? Okay, come on now, let's get you through there. I do love the punchiness, though. It's actually quite nice launching out of the corners, as you'd probably expect somewhat with all this torque and a good power going on as well. I actually don't remember what the most powerful four-wheel drive car is. I think it might be the Bentley. I think that was pushing well over 700 horsepower, whereas this is pushing basically 700 horsepower. But I believe I haven't run a diesel car, so this should be the most torquey with 900 odd. Yeah, I believe. In fact, I think I know it is. Right, okay, let's get you up this hill. Let's see, what are we saying for acceleration? It is struggling a little bit, but it could honestly be worse. 129 miles an hour is... I'm actually trying to think of how that compares to other cars. I don't think that's actually that... I don't think it's too terrible. I know a bunch of the rear-wheel drive cars are doing about 130 plus miles an hour. I think some of them are doing about 132. And I think the four-wheel drive cars I know were slower. So, you know, there is that. We've got a few more corners to go. I've been quite cowardly with this Touareg, and that's an amazing run. That's really surprised me. I was expecting higher 4-minute 40s than that, but that's a 4-minute 41. That is 2 seconds off that Bentley. And there was so much more time to improve, because I was just run 1. Okay. This has surprised me. I don't know if the Quattro will be in range of it being able to beat that. Quattro did a 436, so that is what? Well, 436.9. So, you know, I'm looking at about what's that? 4.5 seconds, I believe, if math serves me right. About 4.5 seconds to improve on the Touareg's time to actually beat the benchmark car, which was that Audi Quattro. So we'll see how it is. My dog's making funny noises. You probably won't hear it because I just heard her stomach. Yes, I know. I'll feed you soon. Oh god, I'm blaming you on that one, Ridley. God, right, okay, let's get you through there again. 98 miles an hour. I've just got to be careful because, of course, I've maxed out the base turbo, the turbochargers, the twin turbos. Sorry, I'll get my sentence out eventually. So I've got to be really careful because there's quite a lot of turbo lag, but I think it's quite low down the rev range. I didn't quite fully pay attention to where that band is, but you know, there is that. I do think the slightly lower, well, I'm going to assume lower range gearbox of the base upgrade rather than the sport upgrade, considering we lost about 20 odd miles an hour. I'm going to assume that because of that, the acceleration is nicer due to the shorter gears. I'm going to assume that because I don't know. Oh, that was really bad through there. Actually, it just felt the front of the Touareg. I've locked the brakes. It just felt the front of the Touareg just absolutely not want to do what I say. It just absolutely caved in. I think this section here might actually be better for second gear. We'll have to try that out. Oh, yeah, that was really punchy and not a single bit of a wheel spin out of that corner. Look at the accelerator. It actually does get out the corners. That's the thing about the Touareg that actually is making it not half bad. Is its acceleration is not terrible. We should be a little bit better through that. Again, 120 now. I'm going to be a little bit earlier on the brakes. Try and get you through there. There we go. Come on. We'll have to try and wrestle you through there. And up the 50% hairpin now. A little bit of a wheel spin out the corner, but it's nothing too bad. A little bit of oversteer. However, it is very much savable in this thing. Let's get you on the brakes. Out of the second tunnel now. Kissing the apex. Almost hitting the wall at the same time. There we go. That was actually quite nice. We'll go over this small incline. It's caused many issues for a few cars. The Touareg, not really too fazed by it. This corner, which bottoms out a lot of cars. Again, the Touareg is not going to have a single problem. Even though the body kit that's on it might not agree fully, but it's not doing too bad. It's not bottoming out. That's the main thing. Through the waterfall car park, again, pretty damn nice. I think this is feeling to be a much better run now that I've just. Really, all I've got to be is just a little bit more sensible with the power, and we're getting up here nice. It's quite the alarming thing is that this is actually getting up the mountain really, really nicely. I mean, yeah, sure, it's understeery beyond belief, but it's not. I've driven a hell of a lot worse. Full stop, to be honest. Right, okay. This should be quite good. Okay, I'm going to leave it in third. Get that punch out of the corner. There we go. Right, into fourth gear now. Let's see, acceleration. What are we going to be doing? Into fifth. 129 again. I'm actually too early on the brakes that time. I do think I can get up to 130 miles an hour in the Touareg before having to slam onto the brakes. Oh, God. So that 175 mile an hour makes me alarmed about possibly the sixth gear. It was that, well, I was about 130 and getting close to the red line in fifth. So what was the well, eventually get me words out. What was the sixth gear saying? That's my question. I've absolutely no idea. There's one more corner to go. Oh, I brushed the wall. It was a slightly better run. Not quite beating the Bentley just yet, but we're not far off. There's definitely some time in the Touareg with that 439.867. We could beat the Bentley here. Very much could. The Audi, I do think, is just out of the way, considering that is... I'd have to find basically 3 seconds. I don't think we can find that in the Touareg. I do think, though, we could probably beat that Bentley. So let's find out again. The launch is actually really nice on the Touareg. Just the way it gets out of the corners, I do think, gives it a lot of its time. You know, when we're sort of getting up to this bit here, when we're sort of having to accelerate past 90, then the Touareg does suffer a little bit, but again, could be a hell of a lot worse. Ooh, again, a little bit of oversteer, but able to keep it on the power. 99 miles an hour this time, so that was improved to the previous 2 runs. Again, just going to try and make sure that the turbo lag doesn't spit the Touareg out in a really bad way. I've just got to keep the revs up. Oh God, that's going to cost a huge amount of time. I think managed to keep it off the wall. Actually, that does surprise me. It was actually not too bad through there. Again, back end of the car, just letting go a little bit it's a lot more oversteering than I was expecting the Touareg, to be honest. I was expecting a lot, I wasn't really expecting to get it to slide this easily, considering, you know, it currently weighs just under 2 tons, 4,200 pounds. I mean, yeah, sure, it's got a huge amount of power. I don't know what the diff is like, to be honest. I don't know how much power is actually going to the back compared to the front, but it does, you know. Braking was not great through there by me. I don't think I broke early enough. The Touareg wasn't happy with that. But yeah, the way the power is distributed, I don't know the diff because I haven't looked, but it does feel like a fair chunk of it is actually going more towards the back. I think that's kind of how it works. Does it really work like that in Forza Motorsport 4? Like the standard tuning, does it make the diff go? I think it did in like Motorsport 7. I think a fair bit of the power went towards the back rather than the front from standard. I think it was like 65% of the power. So normally, yeah, I think 65% of the power went towards the back, and then the front had what was that, 35%. I don't know how it works in this game. I'm not too sure with the race diff. We are actually getting up the mountain nicely again through the second tunnel for the final time. Slam it on the brakes. Again, we're managing to get through there. Only just, actually not too terrible through there. Got this little crest to deal with. There we go. A little bit slower, but it's just not going to matter. The instant acceleration from the Touareg is sublime. Actually, I am having a whale of a time wrestling this Touareg up Fujimi Kaido. The more I actually drive around Fujimi Kaido, the more I actually do enjoy it. Past the waterfall car park. Now, it's a very pretty track. Well, I say pretty, I know it's a lot of wall, tree and stone, but when you do get the occasional things like, you know, the waterfall there's like obviously the flowing river, and then towards the top you get like sort of a big lake. I think it would be classed as lake. I don't actually know. People don't know. Is it? You know what? I've forgotten what it is now. Enough of that. Enough of GCSEs. Yeah, somehow I passed them. Ooh, I clipped the wall a little bit too much there. Geography. I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Geography. Jesus. Right. Mind. Stop focusing about GCSEs. I haven't done them in so many years. Focus on actually wrestling the Touareg up for Fujimi Kaido. Yeah, that is just a pretty view, I will admit. This game just looks stunning. Right, but yeah, the more I drive Fujimi Kaido with this series, the more I actually do kind of miss this track. I mean, I'm not the hugest drifter, but, you know, and it's not the fantastic, brilliantest for racing. I know Touareg can be a lot of fun as well. Soapbox racing can be quite good up here, but yeah, just normal racing doesn't really work, especially not in higher cars, or much faster cars. But enough of that. We've just got 2 more corners to go. Get onto the power. We're not going to be beating the Audi Quattro. I'm going to keep my foot flat. We did beat the Bentley. We actually did go faster than the Bentley. I put the timing down wrong on me little on Discord, but oh well. That shocked me. That really has shocked me. Well, there we go. That's the 3 runs. Let's see what that's done for the leaderboard. So, the leaderboard looks like this, with the Touareg taking a 12th place, beating that Bentley only just. Well, I say only just. It was what's that? Over 5/10. I think it was about half a second. Only just though. Yeah, that really has surprised me. The acceleration of the Touareg, just at the low speeds, I do think helped it tenfold. With just the ability for just all of that power and all of that torque to really just launch the Touareg forward out of the corners was just sublime. I don't think the Bentley was anywhere near as good accelerating as the Touareg, especially at the lower speed stuff. And the fact that we actually managed to get a good amount of speed on the faster sections, I did see 130 miles an hour flicker with the Touareg, really did shock me. This this has probably been the biggest surprise. The fact that it's not came last. The fact that this has beaten a Bentley up for Jimmy Kaido. Well, there you are. That's diesel power for you. So, yeah, I'm going to call it there for the video. I do hope you enjoyed. All feedback is appreciated. If you do want to suggest a car for this series, feel free. Use the comments, join my Discord, there will be a link to that in the description, leave another comment there. It's completely up to you. And I will be more than happy to oblige. However, that's going to be it from me. Take care, and ciao for now.